On today's episode of the Nostalgia Test podcast, special guest musician Bryce Larsen helps us put 5 one-hit wonders from the early 2000s to the ultimate test. Welcome to the Nostalgia Test podcast, the show where two longtime friends put their mainstream pop culture past to the ultimate test, the Nostalgia Test. All right, everyone, welcome to another episode of the Nostalgia Test podcast. I'm Dan Dissinger here in LA, and I'm here with my longtime friend and co-host, Manny Coelho. They're in New York. Manny, how are you doing tonight?
What's going on, man? Very, very excited about today's episode. Guys, if this is the first time at Lithology, wow, I fucked that up.
That's gonna be ball.
I did that last time too. What's going on, guys? If this is the first time at the Nostalgia Test podcast, welcome. This is where two longtime friends put our nostalgia pop culture to the test, the Nostalgia Test. We decide whether something stays nostalgic or if it passes the test and we enjoy it today. And today we are putting early 2000 one-hit wonders. We took 5 one-hit wonders and we're going to put it to the test. And today's a special guest episode.
Guest episode. Oh, awesome. Yeah, today we have a special guest with us, Bryce Larsen, there on Long Island, right, Bryce?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's over with me. We're both over here late, Dan.
We're neighbors.
You're over there.
Hey, look.
You're over there.
Sorry,
You're over there. It's what, 8 o'clock over there right now?
Almost
8.
Sun's still up.
Yeah, well, it's almost all the way down. But yeah,
you're wearing shorts over there. We're still in
Absolutely.
somewhat kind of like not sure if winter is gone yet.
I was 100% wearing shorts today. It was in like the high 80s. It was air conditioning weather. It was, quite beautiful. But,
Nice.
Bryce, thank you so much for being here. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about yourself, and then we'll knock down this list.
I'm a musician on Long Island. I've been playing, around this area for years and years. I started in a band called Stealing Jane, and then did American Idol. I've been making my living performing for the past 20 years, and I'm a middle school teacher and dad and aspiring podcaster tonight.
Actually, what's funny about this, since everyone else doesn't know this, but Bryce, we're like, I guess we're acquaintances / friends / I've known you since you were in Hijinks.
Right.
And you're married to, I think she's my cousin. We never know.
Cousins.
We go through the Portuguese. Everyone says they're cousins, but we're not really sure. But we see each other. Bryce has performed at Lithology Brewing in Farmingdale. Shameless plug here. So
shameless plugs. LITHOLGY Brewing.
If you guys want to taste some local beer, hear some local music, Bryce has performed at a couple of our anniversary parties. So when we actually get...
And then in the beginning of the pandemic, we did that remote thing. That was cool.
Yes, we did. Yeah, you raised some money for a group that gives out some money of people who need help in Farmingdale. So, yeah, that was great. Appreciated that, as always. But, so I can't wait for this one because we have a perspective of a musician. What's great, too, is that you perform at bars and stuff, too. So I'm not even sure if you get these on requests, but I'm sure maybe 1 or 2 of them come on requests. I'm not sure. That's why I was glad that you said yes to this episode.
Yeah.
So can't wait to dive in. So Dan, what's the list?
Oh boy,
For everybody. Even though it's in your notes, it's in the newsletter. Subscribe, like, share.
So the
Can I do that?
So the list of songs that we're doing is Bad Day by Daniel Powder, which is actually really funny. Like Bryce, that you said that you performed on American Idol, that you went on, because that song was just an American Idol classic. That song,
Everybody used it, yeah.
Holy shit!
But that song was actually played as I think it was 1 or season 3. It was like when people left and got voted off, Bad Day was the song.
Fucking thing. Oh, I loved it. So yeah, Bad Day by Daniel Powder, My Neck, My Back by Khia, Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus.
Oh, you just skimmed over that. My neck, my back. You just next.
Oh yeah, we gotta get the
And that one I can't wait to dive into that one.
Dive into it? Okay. Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus, Bulletproof by LaRue, and Handlebars by Flobots. Now, this is such a weird list. I was putting it together and sending it out. I was like, the early 2000s had some fucking weird songs, and like this all were on these one-hit wonder lists. And I was like, these are big songs, especially Bulletproof and My Neck, My Back and Bad Day. All these were huge, but then these groups and artists just like whoosh, goodbye, like fell off the face of the earth. So
I have to interrupt for a second. What I didn't see on the list, and I'm sure you thought about, remember Sean Kingston? He was like a 3-hit wonder.
Oh yeah.
But we should definitely test him out at some point because he was for a while, like for that like summer, he was like anything anybody was talking about, getting paid like $5,000 to $6,000 to show up at places. He was a terrible rapper. Yeah, I'm saying it. He was terrible, yet he had 3 major hits that were like major summer songs. I feel like if you're a musician and you get summer hits, it's like, all right, just like milk it for all it's worth at that moment.
Yeah. It lasts forever.
Yeah. It's almost like Christmas songs. Like if you get a summer hit, whew, God.
The career that I always wanted was Eve 6.
Holy nostalgia.
yes.
Like two or three songs that you can sing along to, and then forever they're just making money playing colleges and like little gigs. Like nobody's ever not. You want to go see Eve 6? Sure, I'll go see Eve 6. It's always fun.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh my God.
Yo, it's a steady paycheck. It's a steady paycheck.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
that's what I'm saying.
Can't hate on
songs.
It's kind of like, what was the name of the band that did 2 Princes? We talked about them on one of our episodes.
Spin Doctors.
Spin Doctors.
Oh my God!
Like,
I met my wife's brother when we were opening up for them. Scary. I have a lot of scary memories attached to that band.
Really?
No, not really. I was just nervous.
Oh,
that's great. You opened up for them?
So we played the gig, and then I got off stage and I shook their hands, and then made a little bit of small talk, and then I was like, before I mess this up, I'm gonna go over to the merch table. I just hung by the merch table the rest of the night.
This is gonna be a tough episode because like Bryce is gonna be playing some songs here, and we have to judge the songs. But yet Bryce is playing it, and I'm enjoying you playing it. So it's like, okay,
no, we are
like
judging.
I'm not shitting on you. I'm just sitting on the song.
Right.
So I just wanted to, but I gotta throw that out there.
I can handle it. I've been to American Idol.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh man! So here
wow, yeah, it's like it's just 2 of us going after you instead of like a million.
So why don't we get started with that song with Bad Day? We might as well just
Bad Day
right there.
Sure.
Dan, let's do some facts on that. What's going on? What was that? The highest it got? I'm gonna tell you one nostalgic thing about Bad Day.
Yeah.
Is first time I saw the video. It was the first trip I ever took with my wife. She was a girlfriend at the time. We went to Italy and we were staying in this like $30 a night hotel. And that song was like really popular in Europe before it came to America. And it was on every like 20 minutes, the video. Everywhere. And I remember just like, it was just constantly on. Every time we would come back to the room, it was on. And listening to that song brings me back to that time in our lives when we spent 5 weeks in Europe for like $1,200, which blows my mind that that's all it costs 5 weeks in Europe back then. But that's what that song does to me. I don't even care what the song's about. It just like brings me to that exact moment.
Just a little bit about Bad Day. So Bad Day is a pop song from Canadian singer Daniel Powder's self-titled second studio album from 2005. It was written by him and produced by Jeff Dawson and Mitchell Fromm. Daniel Powder recorded the song in 2002, but was initially unable to find a record label to release it. The song was first used in a French Coca-Cola television advertisement in Christmas of 2004 before its official release. After its European success, it was released in the US where it topped the Billboard Hot 100 Pop 100, Adult Top 40, and Adult Contemporary charts. In 2006, it became the first song ever to sell 2 million digital copies in the US, as well as being measured by Billboard as the most popular song of the year inside of the US and the first under its new system. So that's a little bit. There's some other things I'm going to bring up as well, but just to put it out there of how successful this song was, you couldn't go anywhere without, running into this song at all. It was everywhere.
I mean, everybody loves like a depressing song, it makes you feel better somehow. I don't know why, but like, of course
you feel like you're not alone.
Yeah. And the video itself, I enjoyed the video. It was good. I thought it's cheesy. I like the crisscrossing of the lives going on that they're leading, like they're just missing each other. So yeah, that was an interesting video, but Bryce, let's hear some. So
it goes a little something like this. It's a piano song.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play it on guitar. Where is the moment when we need it the most? You kick up the leaves and the magic is lost. Tell me your blue skies fade to gray. Tell me your passion's gone away. And I don't need no carrying on. You had a bad day, you take it one down. You sing a sad song just to turn it around. You say you don't know, you tell me don't lie. You work at a smile and you go for a ride. You had a bad day, camera don't lie. You coming back down, you really don't.
There it is.
Oh my God.
Bryce, what's your reaction to this song?
It's more fun to play than it is to listen to for me.
It's more fun to play, you said?
Yeah, than it is to listen to.
I feel like this gets old, like when I'm listening to it.
Yeah.
At this point, besides the fact that it was like that part of the nostalgic part of like me going back in that time, it does get old quick. Like we've done music song tests on this podcast, and I tell Dan all the time, some songs are just like 1 minute and I'm good. Like I'm like, okay, that was good. Little dip, I'm out.
Yeah,
like,
I was just thinking like, I'm going to throw this in sets, but I'm going to cut it before the second verse. And what I'm going to do is sing the last chorus first, because the last chorus is the one where it gets those bluesy notes and like he like makes it bigger, So I'm just going to do verse 1, last chorus, next song.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense too, because like when I was listening to it, I was like trying to get through the whole thing. The challenge for me is like when we do these music things, is like listen to the full song, do not veer. Like I have to put the song to test because that's whatever. The only thing that kept me going was like in my mind, I'm like, this was one of the funniest things about American Idol was like the montage of people just going home and playing this.
We're saying this to a guy who got kicked out.
I feel bad.
No, but listen,
like,
crazy thing. I've never seen an entire episode of American Idol. Like my wife recorded some of the stuff that I was on, and I've seen like the parts that I was on, but not even all the parts that I was on. I just like, I don't know. I get when I watch that show, I zone out. I'm not like. I like to watch the parts where they're training. There was one time Smokey Robinson was on there, and that's how my wife convinced me to audition, because I was like, "Oh, you work with these guys? Oh, all right, I'll try that."
Yeah.
But then like every time they're singing, I'm like, I'd rather go see that band play. Most of the time. Every once in a while, there's a fantastic performance, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
But so like I don't remember this song. I don't associate it with American Idol in my head. I associate it with everywhere I went. It was on the radio, like everywhere I went.
And you don't get requests of this, like
whatever.
You're like, no. It is a weird song to request.
Yeah, Manny, where are you gonna like?
I'm just trying to think about like someone's really depressed if they're like, you might get it now during the pandemic. Like they're like, I'll just put this on. Like no, everybody's having a fucking bad year.
I think that people would be happy to hear a little bit of it. Like like I was saying before, I think that like if it came on a little bit, they'd be like, oh yeah, this song, and then like ready for the next one.
Like you said, like you dip, you dunked it and you're out. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah. You can't get through this whole song. Like this is a hard one for me to get through. I was just like, all right, he had a bad. It almost was like the video where the video was like he's on the bus and all that stuff, and I was like, I felt like I was on a bus because I take a bus to work. And I was like, when you're on the bus, you're like, oh my God, like gotta get there. And it's like every stop, you're like hoping you're moving past the stop to get there. It's like someone hits the bell and you're like, oh, it's gonna be like that song's just gonna hit in my head.
Yeah.
It's gonna be I'm gonna be laughing on the bus, like thinking like, why am I thinking of this song? Oh, right. Because this video.
But how many times did we actually listen to this song all the way through?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I could tell you the first time I did a lot. Like I'm watching the video and I'm like, oh my God, that was it. Like I watched the full video. It wasn't like just like and like when this came out, don't forget we didn't have like smartphones to distract us while other things are on. Just like, you know, everything that you do now, there's 2 screens at you, sometimes 3. And so like you sat there and watched the video. You sat there.
Yeah.
Because
there wasn't a lot of like singer-songwriter hits at the time. I feel like it was kind of like the beginning of a wave a little bit, you know, where like from there we got like the John Mayers and the, you know, when did he start? He started like in the 2000s, right? Like,
it was like, at the end of high school. Then they compare him like he was like the next Dave Matt, like he learned from Dave Matthews or a protege of Dave Matthews. Like that was like the whole like I don't know. It might have been.
That's why he like lost his mind for a while and then came back.
But like it's funny, I'm looking at some of the song facts on this, and this was so big, right? Then in 2008, he put out his second album, and it's just like it got little attention. And then his third album was released independently. So literally, he had this hit. It was huge. 2 years later, he puts a new album out, and everyone's like, no one gives a shit. Like, wow. Like,
but you can say that about like David Great, right? Is that the guy?
That's what I was thinking. That's the other guy I was thinking of.
Maybe it also was the Canadian thing, because here it says when this hit #1 in the US, Powder became the first Canadian to top the US chart since Nickelback did it with How You Remind Me in 2002.
How You Remind Me. He kicked out How You Remind Me?
Yeah.
All right, well, we got that to thank him for.
Dan, I'm going to put this to the test. Let's move on to the next song. I say it's nostalgic. It just kind of stays there. We've said it. I'm not even putting this on like as ironic like a playlist just to play on a jukebox just to fuck with anybody. Like that's torture.
Yeah, I don't want to accidentally listen to the whole thing.
No. Next time, if I go somewhere where Bryce is at, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, play it. Just do the one, like do the 1 minute."
I'm also gonna ask for my neck, my back, and I'm still gonna say no.
But yeah, I agree, Manny. I agree. This is just nostalgic. It doesn't pass the test because I don't even want to hear the verse. Like I like, to me, the part that I remember is the chorus, and then after that, I'm just like, all right, like I think I've had enough. I'm good. You said your thing. You're done. You know, it's not
a day is bad.
Yeah.
I got it.
He shouldn't have called it Bad Day. Maybe that was the problem. What's he known?
No, it's not a problem. It did really freaking well. It did really well at the time.
But then his second
I don't think he cares that it's not lasting now. Like he made his bank, and you know, I don't know. I'm sure he's trying really hard. Yeah,
really hard. He's trying
really hard again. I hope he like saved some of the money that he made off of it. He probably didn't because the record company probably screwed him. But like, you know,
when it's your first, it's hard.
Yeah,
that's a big hit.
Big song.
And that's before like Spotify, where like big hit, you get millions of views, and it's like you see Daft Punk talking about how they made $2,000 from Get Lucky from Spotify. $2,000 from Get Lucky.
The music,
that's the kind of song that used to set somebody up for life.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is before that time. This is the time he was selling CDs. People were buying CDs. He was selling tapes. Probably he was selling digital copies. You just said he had 2 million digital copies sold, right? So like it was a golden era right there for everything as far as making money on the song.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Now you.
I wonder if he toured with it.
I'm sure he did.
You know,
but that's the thing about a one-hit wonder.
But that's all he had. Like people were like, just play Bad Day. Play Bad Day.
Like this is not my Eve 6 thing, because up until today, if I saw Daniel Powder I wouldn't know. I know Bad Day. I didn't know his name.
That's
you know what I mean?
True. I didn't either. Totally didn't. I thought it was a totally different person.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you what he looked like.
I didn't think he was a one-hit wonder. I thought this guy had like 2 or 3 more hits after, and I'm thinking it's somebody else. And I'm trying to think of who I'm thinking of.
James Blunt? Are you thinking James Blunt? That's what
James Blunt. James Blunt had a couple hits.
Yeah, I think it's
James Blunt definitely had a couple other
like
hits.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
So
I thought this was the first James Blunt.
They're all the same person.
But yeah, what do you think, Bryce? Putting it to the test, what you got?
Oh, I get a vote?
Yeah.
Well, I got, like I said, it's most of the song doesn't pass the test, but the first verse and the last chorus is coming out of hiding for me.
All right. We brought it out. Bryce. This one is going to probably be a quick one because I don't think Bryce is going to play this one for us.
Oh, well, come on.
So.
No, yeah, this song made me uncomfortable in high school, and it still makes me uncomfortable.
So I'm gonna do like my little anecdote of like when I remember this song. So I was 17 years old around that time, I guess. I was working at Sports Authority, and we were going to a snowboarding trip with everyone that worked at Sports Authority. So it ranged from like 17-year-old me and my mother and in between, right? Everyone's there. And there was a woman who was there who loved other women and loved this song and played it for 30 minutes straight.
On a loop.
Singing this loud as hell. You want to talk about being uncomfortable? I'm 17. I'm like, all right. And like, she's just screaming, my neck, my back, lick my.
Oh
yes, she was the manager.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Because, snowboard trips, you're drinking in the car, whoever, I was probably driving because I was the 17-year-old. And when people complain about music now and they say that lyrics are terrible, I'm like, do you remember the 90s? Like,
the early 2000s.
Do you remember what everybody's talking about? I've seen people talk about like bag it up. Like, do you know what he's talking about when he's talking about you got to bag it up? I like the way you work it. No diggity. You got to bag it up. Like
another Hasselhoff hit.
That. And then this.
No, but that you could sell. That you could.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But this was you're talking about like people like lost their mind during WAP. And I'm like, no, this song took WAP to school.
Yeah.
Oh.
And taught you how to get WAP.
Yeah.
I have to go get her wipe.
Right.
That's what this was.
Well, because WAP is an acronym. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna make it.
No, but they say it in the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
there's some holes in this house.
But I feel like this song, like my neck, my back is like when they mixed this song, they're like, we're gonna make sure everyone can hear every single word so clearly. Like we're not hiding what it is.
Absolutely, yeah. Totally. That's definitely what the mindset was for sure.
Oh man.
I'm not pulling any punches.
No, this song.
Since Bryce is not going to play it. Do it. Here we go. Make everybody uncomfortable.
Oh, God.
My neck, my back, lick my...
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, man, the video is even crazier.
I'm glad this song exists.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not going to sing it for you.
Let me ask you this, Dan, did you listen to the whole song?
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was planning on bringing all my gear, setting up, doing my loops, and then
I was like, is he gonna do his loops?
By the time I got the last kid in bed, I was like, microphone. Here we go.
Guitar. Yeah.
But though when I was listening to that song, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna lay down the beat and let them talk because the beat's awesome.
I mean, I'm looking at the lyrics right now. It's all on the surface. They're not doing.
Yeah.
That's why I love it. I think that's why, to me,
single entendre.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what is that a metaphor for? No metaphor. Nope. These are instructions.
Oh, exactly. These are instructions. That's all it is.
It's like if you bought a woman at IKEA.
Yeah.
Except there would be no words in that manual, I guess.
She was like, you know what? I'm sick of it. People need to know. Guys need to know.
Yeah. Which is why
we're just gonna put it out.
Like
women should thank her
for guys to listen to.
Yeah. Especially it's like, how old are you? Oh, you're 16, you say? Oh, okay. Listen to this song.
You're 16.
You're gonna need this one.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh my God.
You want girls to really like you, even
Real.
though you might be a dick? Listen to this song.
Oh man, that is so funny. This song, I mean, it's just a little bit about it. It's a song by American
Wait,
rapper.
there's more facts?
Yeah,
The
released
song
in
itself
April
is just facts.
2002 as a lead single from her debut studio album Thug Misses. Owing to its sexually explicit lyrics, an edited version of the song My Neck, My Back was released to a mainstream radio. The song reached number 42 on the US Billboard Hot 100. It also reached number 4 in the United Kingdom 2 years later at number 12 in Australia. Now, you might say 42, that's not a one-hit wonder, but I would say this song was on the radio a lot, that edited version. This song was played a ton, but the edited version is hilarious. They're like, let's just record a new song, like it's just a brand new
Pretty
song.
much.
I mean,
I don't know if I heard the edited one. I mean, I'm sure I heard it on the radio when I was younger, but like, I guess I just always played. You hear the right words. Like the edit doesn't the edit doesn't change the word that you hear.
Oh
yeah.
Maybe your ears don't hear it, but your brain still does.
Yeah, I mean, once on the edited version, once she goes my neck, my back, and then like you get to the edited parts, it's just like, where else are we going?
Yeah,
like, we know where we're going.
Yeah,
so like we
right.
get it.
It's like when you watch Die Hard on TNT, and he's like, "Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon."
Why did they even do it? It's actually worse. It's just like,
why not just say yippee-ki-yay and done? Like yippee-ki-yay, right. Cut just to the next scene. Yeah. Just keep the explosion in it. Like,
well, I would like just a beep. Like, then just put a beep there. Yeah. Just like that.
My neck, my back. It's a complete reversal of hip hop culture of the 90s. Like, it was such a rebuke almost. All the adults said, I remember growing up, was like, it's so chauvinistic, and it's just a guy with a bunch of women around him. This is a woman with a bunch of naked dudes around her, like this is the exact opposite. My thoughts with the WAP correlation here. Yes, this was empowering for women. Yes, this was, but there was still at the time, like, this is great, but over there. And like with WAP, that's why everybody's mad, is that now she's playing on the Grammys and it's the same song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, now we're like, it took 10 years now before the same song came back around, and now the whole world is saying, oh yeah, this is a good song to have, or half the world is saying, and half the world is yelling at it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why things don't change, I guess. I agree. I mean,
but the establishment's accepting it now.
Sure.
Yeah. Like at that point, like even before this song in the 90s, you had like Foxy Brown, you have Lil' Kim, and they were like laying the groundwork. Then you have this song by Khia, and then like 20 years or so later, you have WAP, right? What's funny though, I like what you said, Bryce, about the idea of like how even video, like in Manny, like too, like how you have this woman with a bunch of naked dudes around her, and she like looks like the shit. Like she's like, these guys are like my minions, right? And I'm not saying anything about, WAP is pretty much the same thing, but what's funny is about WAP is like, it's just them, like they're dancing, right? Like it's like, these dudes worship me, and I'm gonna have them worship me, and like I'm the shit.
I guess it's at different times, now it's more like I don't need them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, we're also seeing a lot more different things in that, even with like cartoons now. Like Frozen was the first. It's a weird correlation here, but I'm thinking about it. No, but if you go back to like men, like Frozen was a very popular.
The title of this podcast is The Connection Between Neck, Back, WAP, and Frozen.
Yeah. I mean, but it ends like where they don't need a man to save the like happy ending. Like
that blew my. The first time I saw that, I was like, I definitely took a double take. I was like, oh, wait a minute, it's not the prince.
Crazy that it took this long to get to that. Like, and it's a crazy correlation. I get it, but like, it's hitting all parts of like.
And you know what? World. As a dad of young kids, I've seen that Frozen ending as many times as I've heard this song. Probably more.
Bryce, you brought up like WAP and this song. Like, you think WAP was more accepted than this song back then? Or that this song wasn't just
I think that this song,
you didn't see it that much.
That this song back then, I feel like culturally there was the kids that were listening to it and the people that made it had something to say, and you can tell from this video that's intentional. The way that they like intentionally flipped roles in that video. You know, that's not just like, oh, let me do what guys are doing. That's like, we're gonna make a statement here. And I feel like the way that I received it as when I was younger, I didn't get that nuance, and I was a little bit more. I just feel like the record labels were just looking to cash in on this, and they weren't going to take it to the Grammys. They weren't going to take it. Not that I think this is a Grammy contender, but I'm just saying it was like there wasn't the discussion. You know, it was you listened to it or you didn't, and you didn't talk about this song.
They didn't even want to make it, well, quote unquote, back then they didn't have clickbait, but they didn't want to make it a headline because it's like, this doesn't fit the narrative the way we want to do it.
Because it's going to go anyway. It doesn't matter. This is the kind of thing, if Napster was around, it would have been like, just blew up, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's just going to share it. Like, check out this song or check out this, you know?
Now that you're saying it, as a kid, I took it as like a joke.
Yes.
Like it was like a joke record. It was like, cause I got high.
Yes.
Like kind of like, oh, is this a comic record? That might have been intentionally done to not bring more light to it. Like, whoa, if you do this, like they're portraying women to be more powerful than men and that they have control over men. Like in this, is just showing, you know.
I don't know how intentional that was with the money behind it. I just think that the way that the people that had money behind this received the song was different from the way the people that made this song. They were sending different messages, you know?
Well, you know what's funny? Like the music video, I'll give this fact out there and then we can actually, you know, if we want to evaluate this, but like the video, the one that was released in the United States, we all know, we saw it, like we heard by the pool and all, and then these different scenes and stuff like that. You know, getting a massage and by a dude, but also like being like pretty much like the queen in space, right?
Yeah.
Now in the UK, a different video was used, which did not feature Khia. Instead, it depicted a group of bikini-clad models washing a Hummer H2 in a seductive manner while lip-syncing the words to the song.
Wow.
So that right there, that's the label saying this demographic can't handle it. Right?
That's so fucked up. Like, but think about that. Like, you remove the artist from the video, so you actually take away like
how powerful labels were, man.
Going. Yeah.
That's
so
how
like
powerful they were. They still have power, but not like that.
No, not like that. To remove an entire artist from their song and then just putting models around, lip syncing her words. That's kind of crazy.
This is why she's a one-hit wonder. Then wipe her off the face of the music industry.
Basically,
nobody's gonna pick her up again.
Yeah, and she knew her hip hop. I mean, there was a reference to Outkast. There's like all other references in the song, so that it's not like she was just making a song.
No, you don't get there without going through some trial rounds here. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that I think this song, My Neck, My Back, passes the nostalgia test for me. I still think it's a jam. I think if you put this on somewhere and people are going to dance with it, people are going to like it. I think, Manny, if you play this in Lithology.
Litholgy Brewing.
Dude, this is getting
a turn off.
Depending on when you're playing this, if it's definitely a DJ set, this song, they're dancing to the song, people are getting down to it. Whether or not they're thinking about it, how deep we just went into it and connected it. I don't think.
But there's a chance now.
But I think, I think that's true.
There wasn't a chance in the 2000s, you know?
Yeah.
I think there's very few people that have thought about it this way then. Something that I like as a teacher that I've seen with the younger generation right now that worries me a little bit is like you see a lot of these artists that they listen to and I see an interview with them or they show me these interviews and it's like, who are your influences? And their influences are like people their own age. They don't listen to anything past like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're just recreating the same thing that they heard 5 years ago. Yeah. And they don't know where that came from. They don't know where the thing before that came from. So if I'm putting my vote for this one to come back and not be nostalgia anymore, I think that it's important for the younger generation and for people to remember this song. And to remember that, like, there was a WAP before WAP, you know, that like this, that Cardi B didn't make this up.
Yeah,
that there was a life before.
She wasn't the first to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
No. Manny, what is your vote?
All right. I'm saying definitely passes. It's a jam. Like like Bryce said before, like he was embarrassed to sing the song, which I understand, but having the beat is a sick beat. I mean, it's jam. It's a jam. You're getting people up and moving their ass onto the song. Yeah. Forget about like it. Just like play the instrumental. and you're just like, you're hanging out. It's a good time.
Khia, call us. Get in touch with us, the nostalgiatest@gmail.com. We want to interview you. Who knew that we would get this deep into
I thought this was going to be a fast.
like a dissertation.
I thought we were going to go fast on this one.
Dissertation on this song. Oh my God, that was amazing.
It was written, yeah, and it was 3. We got into like Bryce's
sorry.
We went to school with Bryce.
God.
So the next one is Teenage Dirtbag.
Wheatus.
This one we can do.
Let's see. Go for it, because I don't know if I have much greatness to say about this.
Yeah.
You don't?
It's a fun chorus.
Yeah, go ahead.
Her name is Noelle. I have a dream about her. She rings my bell. I got gym class. She doesn't give a damn about me. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. And again, I'm kind of done.
Dude.
Ooh, yeah.
Although I really do want to hear, like, if I were to play this song, I would want to get to the I got 2 tickets to Iron Maiden part.
Yo,
I got 2 tickets to Iron Maiden, baby. When the girl starts singing.
Yeah.
This song,
Or it's actually him, right?
dark.
It's all him, I think.
Yeah. He's just singing like a girl.
It's funny because my wife was like, when we were driving home, I'm listening to it, and she's like, "Are you gonna make me listen to all these songs?" Yeah. She's like, "Is this a woman or a man?" And I was like,
Yep.
"I actually don't remember it." And
Dude,
yeah.
I just need to say this. This is a dark song. So I'm on Genius looking at it, and I'm going to the chorus. In a 2012 interview with Tone Deaf, Wheatus frontman Brendan Brown revealed the inspiration for the iconic chorus. It came from the summer of 1984 on Long Island when I was 10 years old. That summer, in the woods behind my house, there was a satanic drug-induced ritual teen homicide that went down, and the kid who did it was called Ricky Casso, and he was arrested wearing an AC/DC t-shirt. That made all the papers, and a television, obviously. And here I was, 10 years old, walking around with a case full of AC/DC and Iron Maiden and Metallica songs, and all the parents and the teachers and the cops thought I was some kind of Satan worshiper. So that's the backdrop for that song. Furthermore, the chorus serves as an act of defiance against conservative parents. Just because you listen to Iron Maiden doesn't mean you're a bad kid. What the Oh,
This song was way more fun before you told me that.
Yeah. Especially Bryce and I live on Long Island. What the fuck? Wow.
God.
Wow.
Dude.
1984. I don't think I've ever even heard that story.
You know that Toady song? What year is that from?
Oh, yeah.
That was based on like a news report of a rape and murder. Yeah.
Wow.
See, now after reading that, I'm like looking at it, I'm like, why did they do the video that wide?
Right.
The whole song is just
labels in the 2000s.
Yeah,
that's why.
Like they were just like, all right, this is way too dark. Let's put you in a dumb bucket hat. And
well, I felt like that was like.
I think the bucket hat was him. Yeah, the bucket hat was definitely.
I think that was also like Blink-182 era and like Good Charlotte and some 41.
2000.
Like,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so they were trying.
He didn't pull it off.
The label thought they had another one.
Yeah.
Right. But he was deeper than that. There is something. You watch the video, and there's just something. There's like a puzzle piece that doesn't fit. And now that you say that, it makes a little more sense. But I always thought it was just because, like, whenever you try to throw a song with movie clips, that also just kind of like doesn't fit.
Yeah, wasn't that the movie Loser or whatever it's called? Like, after
the music video is it's like a trailer for the movie, pretty much.
Yeah. Unless it's Rocky IV, like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
No.
But Teenage Dirtbag is a song by American rock band Wheatus. It was released in July 2000. As the lead single from their debut album, the song was written by guitarist and vocalist Brendan Brown. It was inspired by a childhood experience of his, which we just heard. The song was successful in Australia, spending 4 weeks at #1, being certified triple platinum, and becoming the second best single of 2000. It also reached #1 in Austria and Flanders, Well, I don't know where. While peaking at number 2
Flanders?
in Ireland, Germany, and
Flanders!
United Kingdom, and it was certified double platinum in 2018. It sold 5 million copies worldwide as of 2014.
I can't believe it got that much hit.
Yeah.
Like we just heard a
It was riding the
song
wave
that
a little
didn't.
bit, like you said, of the Blink-182 stuff. It was riding that wave, and it had the movie behind it, which I think that movie was a little bit of a hit. I mean, it had some stars, and
I mean, yeah, it was Jason Biggs was in it right after.
and it was right after American Pie.
American Pie.
It was like his next thing. So everybody
It wasn't a hit. I'm looking at Loser right now. Budget 20 million, box office 18.4. So,
I don't know. I thought I watched it a couple of times, but I mean, that's that.
Maybe it's just because we were losers and we relate to the song and the movie. And this was just all for us. Specifically.
3 Long Island losers that just were like, what the fuck? I guess we go to the diner.
We listened and downloaded it so many times that.
Oh man. Yo, quick side story. My one of my good friends, when he was the drummer in Steely Jane, and he left to play with Wheatus for a couple of years. So funny story with them is they asked him to play digital drums, I guess, which makes sense now that I'm watching that video. There's all those so he wasn't able to use real drums. He had to use like digital drums, and it drove him nuts because then he got home and like couldn't. Because when you hit a digital drum, it's the same sound. No matter what you do, no matter where you hit it, it's always the same. So when you get on a real drum set, you're just used to being able to hit it anywhere. And it's like, you have to kind of learn how to ride that bike a little bit,
Does it have handlebars?
And that's a nostalgia test tangent.
Oh, segue.
No, that's crazy.
Talk about a segue.
Did he like being in the band? Like, we're gonna call it out right now.
No, I think I think they fired him. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I get a vibe that they fired him, but
he was too good for them. What do they know? What do they know? They got one hit.
Yeah. Now he's playing with Des Rocks, which is Epic Records rock band that's crushing it right now. Well, up until the pandemic.
I mean, the band's name, just to go back to it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got a story for that one that's gonna just break my heart?
Wheatus? No, we're just gonna, they just wanted to be mistaken for Weezer. They were just like.
I bet that's probably what it was. I mean,
this is a manufactured band.
Somebody, his best friend choked on Wheaties, and now it's.
Yeah, it's like Wheatus. It's like.
Oh my god!
It's like weed and Wheaties. Breakfast of losers. All right, let's rush this because I don't even want to. I don't want to analyze this more.
I'll just say this.
I don't want to go into what we just did before, just because I hate this song.
When I turned it on, I was immediately turned off by his voice, by everything that had to do with the song. Wow,
it hurt my ears.
No, I even when I was younger, thought this was a cool song, but hated his voice.
Yeah,
I was like, this would be so cool if Blink-182 was singing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But it would have been much faster because they rushed through their sets.
Oh my god, it would have just been like
you would only had a minute. Yeah, the song would be only a minute and 10 seconds. You would have been fine. I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. I'm just a teenage. Like, it would have been over.
So, guys, if you like Nostalgia Test Podcast, please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe and like.
Follow us on all social media outlets that you can find us and where you can get podcasts: Podbean, Spotify, Apple.
So I'm gonna vote. I hate the song.
Let's move on.
I'm gonna hate the song. This thing is almost as bad. I would say.
This is why it was a hit, because you can't. It's like a car crash. You can't not look at it and talk about it.
But I say it should be. It's almost as bad, Dan, as I don't know if Bryce knows that. Like, we have a bad meter because there's 2 episodes that we did that to us were like, this should never be played again. It was Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. We reviewed that and we decided it was a terrible album. And the Three Musketeers bar, we tested that out. Yeah. And the Three Musketeers bar is a terrible chocolate bar.
It's time. Yeah.
And it should never be how it's sold. It's crazy. This song is that bad, in my opinion.
And I want to put another one out there and say that it's just as bad as Flash by Queen. I don't want to hear that song again either. I hate that song.
I agree.
So yeah, Wheatus. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Didn't
I think
hit the
that it's run its course. You know what? Get rid of the bucket hat, get rid of the movie clips, and make it like a little bit more like. You know, like get a little bit more like I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Don't say baby. I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby like you.
Now it's good.
Oh, that's you just brought it past the Three Musketeers
make
bar.
it-
I'm liking this, Bryce. Come on.
See
You
that
wanna
you
make-
said this was the danger. This was the danger of having
Yeah.
somebody else play the song.
I
Oh,
feel like
that's-
if they made it more like Brick by Ben Folds 5, then we would.
Right.
Oh man,
Right.
that
They
fucking
made it-
song is
That's a great
amazing.
But they made it like
He's
Stacy's
amazing,
mom. And because they made
Right.
it Stacy's mom,
So that's the thing. I wonder now that I hear that story, like I can't imagine somebody coming from, I can't believe we're still talking about this song, but somebody coming
Dude,
from
you
that
just brought it
place-
back to life.
I did.
You just went into the woods and
Somebody coming from
resurrected
that
the murder.
place,
wow.
and then ending up out of the studio with what came out of the studio. You know what I mean? Like coming from this place of like angst and like fear. He was like, it sounded like he was like afraid for himself. You know, like this could have been me almost, or people think this could have been me.
Yeah.
And like the song that comes out is trash. It's not. Yeah, there's no emotion.
Bryce,
The
you
only
made
emotion-
it better.
No, you know what? The only moment where his emotion comes out is right before the chorus. Every time I'm listening to it, that line that's right before the chorus where he goes, "She doesn't give a damn about me." It's a, "She doesn't give a damn about me," and then it's like it comes
Yeah.
right into the crap again. But then that one line, like when he says "she doesn't give a damn about me," it's like he just like pulled his heart out
Yeah.
on that line every time.
Yeah.
I want you to know that I am a man, fight for the right and not the wrong.
LaRue Bulletproof.
Love this song.
Bulletproof is a song by English synth pop duo LaRue. Their
Duo?
debut album. Yeah. Written and produced by the duo's members Eli Jackson and Ben Langmaid. The song was released digitally in the UK on the 21st of June 2009, physically, and the following day as the album's third single. Now, Bulletproof was met with both critical and commercial success, debuting at number 1 on the UK singles chart. It was a sleeper hit in the US, where it peaked at number 8 on the Billboard 100 in June 2010, following televised performances of the song on the Ellen DeGeneres Show, The Last Call with Carson Daly. It had been downloaded 2,324,000 times in the US as of September 2012. This song is great, and wow. But because of issues with anxiety, LaRue fell off because of, could not perform and all these things. So like, that's what happened to the group.
What?
Because there were issues. Yeah. So
You know why it's coming back right now?
it's a shame because like,
Have you heard about have you heard it's been coming back? It's a TikTok hit.
What is?
really?
This song.
Oh, is it?
Song is
No.
Oh, I'm so glad you guys haven't heard this. So
No.
the TikTok thing that people do, it's called "So You Think You Can Hurt My Feelings," and the first line that you put up on the screen is "So you think you can hurt my feelings," and then the second thing is like a big confession of something like really rough you've been through, like like people showcasing their anxiety and showcasing the things that they've been through that have made them stronger. It's just like the chorus of the song, and you see people just kind of like, it's like one of those dance video kind of things,
Yeah.
like where they show. But like you say, you think you can hurt my feelings? This is why you can't. This is why I'm too strong for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy that like TikTok is bringing back a lot of like
Yeah.
sleepers that
Have
were
you
like,
seen, I mean, you sent me the YouTube link for this, and the like pinned comment is, "If you didn't come here because of TikTok, you're a legend."
that's funny.
the most liked comment on
Yeah.
LaRue's YouTube video.
Oh my God. Yeah. And
If you didn't come here because of TikTok, you are ancient, I guess is what he meant.
Yeah. Or you're awesome because you grew up in a great time.
Right. Exactly. That's
You
what I
know.
like to think.
when I heard this song,
Love this song.
oh,
Always
man.
love this song.
And the
This
video is awesome. This video It was
Yeah.
awesome. And what's funny is like this song, when Robin came back with that really big hit, two big hits from one of her, I mean, I started to kind of like be like, I like this music, and this synth kind of pop kind of music is great. But this song was so huge. The fact that it's on a one-hit wonder list like made me sad at the same time, because I was like, what happened after this? But she was battling with issues of anxiety and things like that, and the group broke up. And they tried to put out 2 more albums, and I think they had a recent album as well. But you know, it's hard to gain that ground back from this hit. Like, this hit was huge, and it was on the radio all the time. I mean, this was a song that.
Bryce, can you play any of this or no?
But I think a lot of, I don't know. I was trying to play this for a long time, and I do play it, and I do just because I love it. So Lizzo has a song that I love that is very similar. Juice. You know the song Juice? It's like a mirror on the wall, don't say 'cause I know I'm cute. Glue it down to the drawers, I'll be up on my shoes. Been there, done that, messed around. It's it's a song.
Wow.
So I've been just like mashing them up together. Like I do a verse of that, a verse of LaRue, a verse of Lizzo, a verse of LaRue, chorus of Lizzo, chorus of LaRue. Just kind of whatever I feel like that night. Because when I started it, I could never get like I tried to make it a separate song, and I don't know if it's that the vibe of the song needs that electronic sound.
Yeah.
You know, so like when I try to do it, it's like. Around, I'm having fun, don't put me down, I'm never letting you sweep me off my feet. This time, baby, I'll be bulletproof. Right? Like something needs like
that
it needs
part,
like the it needs like the meat behind it. It needs that like those like beeps and boops and all that like
because the chorus,
like
especially in the chorus part, because it's so like not one note, but it's like
right.
So that driving push, like, but that's why.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why, like, I like that the video moves and everything, and the way everything in this song was so good. It reminded me about a lot of groups that were not even like LaRue, but like female-led groups that were really awesome, that had some pretty great songs. The Ting Tings, they had a hit for a while. Was it the What's My Name?
Oh my God, that song still crushes.
That song, anything by the Yeah Yeahs, when that was like when that was constantly playing. So like it really like brought up a lot of other groups for me. That I was like, oh shit, like remember that? Like that was a good song. That was a good song. So
LaRue. So LaRue was a duo.
It was a duo. LaRue's a group. So there's 2 people.
Is she a hired singer?
No, so she is part of the group, Ellie Jackson, and then the other half, or Eleanor Jackson, and the other part of LaRue is Ben Langmaid. So them 2 make the group, kind of like it's almost like
Billie Eilish,
or Billie Eilish. Like it's that one dude is doing like is whatever they're doing, and the
her brother Phineas.
Yeah.
So do we want to put this to the test now?
Yeah, let's do it.
I feel like I'm ready to just say I love this song and pass.
I love this song. This song, there's no doubt. When I was so happy that it came on the list, and I was like, oh my God, haven't even thought about this song in forever, and it's a great song. Feel good.
And I'm finally able to play it again thanks to TikTok. So
yeah.
That's awesome.
And this is a perfect time to take a little bit of break from the show, from this test, from these tangents. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a plug, Dan, if you don't mind. I'm one of the owners of Lithology Brewing Company, located in Farmingdale, New York. We're a New York Farm Brewery. We're a nano brewery. Come down. We got 12 rotating tap handles going. Go to lithologybrewing.com for more information, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Lithology Brewing. That's LITHOLGY Brewing.
Oh man, and we've come to the last track.
Wow.
Handlebars.
It's a big one.
This song, well, Manny, I'm gonna
first initial thoughts on this one.
Let me try this one.
Can I say before you start playing, because you're gonna make it sound great, and I'm gonna feel bad.
But go ahead.
First of all, song. I used to make fun of this song.
Really?
Yeah, like I hated the song. I was like, I'll do it my back with no handlebars. Like I was like, where's the talent in this song, right?
Yeah.
Listening to it yesterday and getting deep with these lyrics, whole other feeling about this song. Whole other feeling. So definitely took back my hatred towards this song. So I was happy. Sometimes the test make me upset about my that I even did the test and then I was like, oh, you just ruined my childhood. Sometimes it's great. This actually, I was like, I'm glad I went back to this song and got to like listen to it now in a different way of like originally hating it. Because I wasn't even going to play it all the way through it. And then I was like, wait, what are the lyrics to this song? And I was like, and when was this written? And how was it like?
Yeah.
It was like the book 1984. Like they wrote a song that is now relevant
It
today.
predicted the future.
Yeah. So
I teach middle school, and I did a project where I had them. Have you ever seen Ludacris rap a children's book?
No.
YouTube video where he raps Llama Llama. And like they put a beat behind it, and he just is like he like reads the book in a rap style. So I make the kids do that because you have to understand the timing of the beat behind you and then decide how you want to rhythmically place your words and like plan it all out and have a little bit of rehearsal, but yet at the same time, entry level is 0, right? Like you can speak it, you can rap it, you could try to get flavor in there. And then we also like looked at like hip hop history a little bit to like, how do you not be a poser? How do you be yourself? And so I'm trying to make this lesson plan, and I kind of ran it all down, and I did it once. And then I have a young, not a co-teacher, but she's taking over some of my general music classes as I'm doing more electives. And I handed her the lesson. She was like, we got to find a rap song that has no curses in it, where we can just show them all these things instead of just like, I would give them all these tools like end rhymes and like rap talk and like just talk to the rhythm and using tag phrases, like, so where you can just like have a little phrase that you put a sentence around and then just come back to it. And I just did that, but she's like, let's find a song where we can like do examples of. We come back to her 2 weeks. She's like, yeah, I ran a lesson with Handlebars by Flobots and it went really great. I'm like, great. They underlined all the words and stuff and like found all the little techniques and stuff. And so I'm like, all right, I'll try that with my next class. So I tried it. I didn't even look at the words. I was like, oh, Handlebars. I remember that song. It was a great song. I didn't remember being moved by it like I am now, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I played this for the kids, a quarantined class of middle schoolers that are like, they're in one room all day and the teachers rotate to them. And like, I played this song for them and they were like not shook. You know what I mean? It was just like, that's the world.
yeah.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and we went through all the words and like looked for all the tips and tools and stuff like that. And then they were like, oh, an atom bomb. Oh, yeah. Like, they're just like not even like surprised that like this would be somebody's thought for how the world goes.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy. So anyway, let me play a little bit of it.
I'm freaked out.
Right? Yeah.
I'm freaked out.
There's 7th graders that I did this with. And then I was stopped because I was like, I don't want that to happen. We're going to use Fresh Prince to Bel Air now.
We're going to use Men in Black. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're going to go there.
Anything Will Smith, you know, he doesn't care.
Miami.
I can ride my bike with no handlebars, no handlebars, no handlebars. Look at me, hands in the air like it's good to be alive. And I'm a famous rapper, even when the pass all crookedy. I can show you how to do-si-do. I can show you how to scratch a record. I can take apart the remote control and I can almost put it back together. I can tie a knot in a cherry stem. I can tell you about Leif Erikson. I know all the words to De Coloris and I'm proud to be an American. Me and my friend saw a platypus. Me and my friend made a comic book. And I can guess how long it took. And I can do anything I want cause look, I can keep a rhythm with no metronome, no metronome, no metronome. I can see your face on the telephone, on the telephone, on the telephone. Look at me, just got to say that it's good to be alive in such a small world and all filled up with a book to read. I can make money, open up a thrift store. I can make a living off a magazine. I can design an engine 64 miles to the gallon of gasoline. I can make a new antibiotic. I can make a computer survive aquatic conditions, and I know run a business. I can make it run by a product. Movers, shakers, and producers. Me and my friends understand the future. I see the strings that control the systems. I can do anything with no assistance, cause I can lead a nation with a microphone. With a microphone. With a microphone. I can split the atom of a molecule. Of a molecule. Of a molecule. Trumpet solo. Look at me, driving, I won't stop. And it feels so good to be alive and on top. And my reach is global, my tower secure, my cause is noble, my power is pure, and I can hand out a million vaccinations, let them all die in exasperation, have them all healed in the lacerations, have them all killed by assassination. I can make anybody go to prison. Because I don't like them, man. I can do anything with no permission. I have to do that under my command. Because I can get a missile by a satellite. By a satellite. By a satellite. I can hit a target through a telescope. Through a telescope. Through a telescope. And I can hit the planet in a holocaust. 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 I can ride my bike with no handlebars, no handlebars, no handlebars. I can ride my bike with no handlebars, no handlebars, no handlebars.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
It's like a it's like a poetic masterpiece, I think.
Wow.
Just period.
First of all, yeah, like I said,
I don't remember the song being like
I
that
don't
when I heard it in
remember
2005.
caring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan. Say that again.
No, I don't remember even hearing the song like that when it came out. When this come out? 2008, 2000.
2008. I think it
The
was
record
released
came out in
later.
2005.
Yeah.
Handlebars was originally released in 2005 on the band's first EP, before being re-released on Fight with Tools 2 years later. So 2005, 2007, 2008. So around all that, area, around that area. But damn, I don't remember it being like that. I don't. I guess I didn't hear it. But
No.
yeah.
No, I was distracted by the simple chorus of "I can ride a bike with no handlebars," and the Metrodome thing was the only thing I remembered, and I used to ignore it.
Yeah.
It used to be on, and I used to be like, whatever. And then watching the video, and then kind of seeing like
Beautiful. It's a beautiful video too.
Beautiful video.
God.
It
Amazing.
scares me because I'm like, this was in 2008. So was Facebook really? I guess Facebook was the thing, but was like FaceTime wasn't. Cameras being controlled by government wasn't. Like the fact that he wrote it or they wrote this, and like literally just told the future, and we're living in present day. Blew my mind after finally like sitting down and listening to this, and I'm like, this song should be shared all the time. Saying like, is this guy telling the future because he's like he has that ability, or he was just like, this is what could happen. Like this is what happens with too much power or whatever
to
it might
lighten the
be.
mood, I think 21 Pilot fans need to know this song. To know
wow, yes.
Yeah,
because that 21 Pilots exists because of bands like this. Not that they're the only one, but like this is a great example of like somebody paving the way and for the versatility in a band like that. Like I don't know how much you've listened to them, but their radio hits versus their albums, 21 Pilots, like they have the versatility to do this beautiful ukulele mandolin ballad versus then this like rap rock, reggae, their hit things. And this band too, I remember like listening to this album and being like, oh man, all these songs are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like still like, Bryce, when you're talking about like playing this, to middle schoolers and trying to get them into it, right? Like, and I'm always doing that in my class as a professor, with my college level students, like getting them to like listen to certain albums and being like, look at this. This is something that I didn't even cross my mind to even bring in. And now I'm like, oh, I got a couple weeks left.
Gotta do it.
This is coming into the curriculum, because like watching the video and then listening to the song, looking at the lyrics and thinking about everything that's happened, I'm like, what? And it's different. I guess maybe that's why too. Like when you listen to the song back in 2008 or 2007 or whenever, right? You're listening to it, and it's like, things are okay. You're outside, you're whatever. Things aren't that, things are not good. But what I mean is like,
it was sort of like listening to a Led Zeppelin song about Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, this is a cool story.
Yeah.
Not real.
Right. Exactly. And now we're living it.
Yeah.
Like we're literally living these things, like the social unrest, the type of where we've come out of as a, as well, or where we're coming out of, hopefully. And then like all of that stuff, the vaccinations line, like that was so much louder now than when I originally heard the song. Of course. And I'm just like, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But the other thing that hits me now too, like as I'm older, is the craft in the way that this is written, like the way it starts, and it's also that craft is what reminds me of 21 Pilots, because they write a lot of songs about from youth to adulthood. Like I've heard like 2 or 3 songs of theirs that kind of have this vibe of this is what it was like before and this is what it's like now, and just like the innocence of I can ride my bike with no handlebars, right? And the innocence of that melody.
Oh my God, it's so like,
right? And then to take that innocent melody and say, I can end the world in a Holocaust,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That same innocent, like playground melody.
Did you notice in the video of like the Twitter bird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
That's
but
how
like,
I see it.
I agree.
We don't see it then. 2000.
No, we don't.
That like that. No.
But Bryce, I agree. I agree that like the innocence of the no handlebars thing, and if you watch the video, it even like goes in even more like, remember when you used to ride a bike with no handlebars? Nothing mattered, right?
Well,
like
first of all,
you're just
no,
like,
not me. I've never been able to let go of the damn handlebars. I
Really?
wanted to. It's been a
God.
goal of my entire life.
Oh, dude.
My daughter can do it.
You really?
And I can't do it.
I used to.
It's funny. I can't do it now. I try it and I do it for like a second.
Dude, I've never been able to do it. And as soon as I let go, I don't understand. Just the physics don't seem to make sense. Maybe I have a center of gravity or something.
I used to do that down hills. Like I feel like when I was a kid, but this is with your hand. Like I think about being a kid and riding my bike in general down a hill through intersections. Yeah. Like that stop sign's not for me. And you just go. And like, but now I would never ride a bike. I don't want to ride a bike. It scares the hell out of me. Then it's just like, oh, I'll get on 2 wheels and just go wherever. Like,
well, it was freedom.
Yeah.
But I've
seen
people take turns with no handlebars.
I used to do that, and that feeling when you see the video and you're like, all this chaos is going on, and then it clips to them riding bikes with no handlebars, of like how that moment you forget anything else, like the freedom of like riding a bike with your hands out. That you're like, you feel like it's crazy to say, and you're like flying, like that's what it's a great feeling. So like, having that be the chorus and then everything crazy going on, and then like that, like bringing you back to like, obviously the video is like comparing, like one guy goes into like the corporate world and the other friend goes into like more caring about people. They took 2 different lives and the craziness like going on. But then like when they used to ride together with no handlebars, of how like innocent they were and like nothing else mattered. And they were just like, that connection that they had, but crazy. Man, this is a crazy song. This is a crazy song.
My mind is.
Listen, it's not my neck, my back, but it's good.
Wow. I mean, I don't know.
I'm glad I listened to you do the whole song.
That was
like,
sick.
That was awesome. I was like, oh, please don't stop. Like the other ones, whatever, but this song, you don't
No, you need the whole thing.
You need it. And I think more people need to like hear it. And not that it's like a warning anymore, because it's like
Digest it. Yeah.
It is kind of like what happened. And the fact that you said like your kids are like, yeah, this is the world.
Yeah.
And they're numb to it now. Which is crazy.
They didn't ask me any questions. You know what I mean?
Wow.
They were like, I was kind of prepared, not prepared. I was preparing internally because honestly, I didn't go through the lyrics before we did this because the other teacher had like, she said she already did it and it went fine. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember that song. No Handlebars is cute.
Yeah.
So like,
but that's I
just printed it out and handed it out. I was figured I'd analyze it with them. You know what I mean? Like, let's just do it together. Then I get to the third verse and I'm just like, this is.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay. I'm like,
but it was
by the time we're done, we're going to be talking. Like,
yeah.
Get ready.
You're like,
and they
what year were you born?
And they were like, all right. So I think I'm going to do Chicka Chicka Boom Boom for my project.
Wow.
You know?
I think, but it does also say like to put all these words together to make sense and doing it the right way to tell the story is a talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like combining all these issues and telling that, you know, basically Black Mirror story. That's what this is basically. You know?
Yeah. Wow.
It's an episode of Black Mirror.
Well, you could read this like a dramatic poem.
I think like that's the problem. That's the thing about this song. Like you hear that and you're just like, whether Flobots is like one hit wonder or not. You know, when I think of putting them in the same list as Wheatus, it makes me annoyed. Thank God that this song actually is out there. So I'm going to say this song, I mean, it doesn't even necessarily needs to be tested. It 100% passes the nostalgia test. It's good now. It'll be good 20 years from now. I feel like this song, it transcends that space.
Dude, I'm reading some of the comments, like, and some people are reacting like we are. And then like some dicks who write some stuff here are just like, this is exactly how people that ride bikes with no handlebars act. And I was like, what does that even mean? Like, it's so ridiculous.
Well, I get it because I can't ride. You wouldn't understand because you can ride your bike with no handlebars. You guys are all elitist. You just you think
so. You go out there, you start rap groups, and
start letting go.
Like one of the comments is
owns you.
One of the comments is, I really like this song. It's a beautiful song that shows how far can one person go if they apply themselves. Go big or go home. And it has a nice moral that you should assassinate your friends before they start revolution against you.
Wow.
I'm like, that's a comment.
Wow.
But that was 7 years ago.
That's the internet for you.
Yeah.
That was 7 years ago. The most recent one was 4 months ago. And it was like, hits differently today. This song needs to be spread out. Crazy.
Still writing comments on this shit?
4 months ago was the last comment. Comment right now. Leave a comment right now. Tell them to check out this podcast.
Wow. Someone wrote a comment 4 months ago.
That's the last comment?
Yes.
Oh man, dude. I am wiped. Yeah.
I have to go get her wipe.
Yeah. Wow.
Holy shit.
Well, I'm gonna start playing this song and see if anybody cares.
Dude, you have to.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be in tears by the end of it every time, but we'll see. I mean, we didn't even talk about the rhythmic. It's like Eminem level of like dexterity with the way he puts those. He puts the word. He plays with the rhythm. It's like there's a couple of things that you can come back to and kind of know, but then like I didn't do it justice. The way he like lays the words in the beat is just phenomenal. Like, where and nothing is by accident. Like there are words that land. Like me and my friend, like is on purpose on the downbeats because like he's accenting like this is how kids talk. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it's just as I listen to it, there's just more and more connections that keep coming up. You know, it's so good.
Yeah. Guys, check out this song. Spread the word.
Flobots.
Yeah,
it's good. Flobots, this thing doesn't even deserve to be on a one-hit wonder list.
No, but.
Oh my God! You want to hear a song that I wrote in the 2000s?
Sure.
Close out the night.
Yeah, close it out. Is this nostalgic? Here we go.
Okay, let's see if I can remember it. Yeah. mind are the answers to the questions she searched all day to find. And she thinks, when he's gone, I feel him. I don't think I need him. She said it's time to slow it down. Take it easy, show me around. Show me around. She said my heart's an open wound right now. It just takes time to come back around. And I don't want you to think that there was anything false between us, 'cause you know that every word I said I meant with all my heart. And you know that every moment that was shared between us meant the world to me. It meant the world to me. He sees to her mind when he looks in her eyes. He knows the confusion that's tangled up inside. He feels so helpless because there's nothing he can do. She said it's time to slow it down, to take it easy, show you around. She said my heart's an open wound right now. It just takes time to come back around. And I don't want you to think that there was anything false between us, 'cause you know that every word I said I meant with all my heart. And you know that every moment that was shared between us meant the world to me. It meant the world to me. I don't want you to think that there was anything false between us, 'cause you know that every word I said I meant with all my heart. And you know that every moment that was shared between us meant the world to me. It meant the world to me.
Woo. All right.
All right.
That puts the 2000 tests to bed. End the night with an original hit by Bryce. Well, Bryce, I want to thank you again for coming on. This was awesome. I loved
Amazing.
hearing the explanations. Right, perspective. Sorry, from someone who actually like is really knows what they're doing with music. So
Yeah.
and the fact that you play to the public and like figuring out how to play songs that you liked and like mix them in the right way and sprinkle it in and stuff. So
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks
It was
for
a
coming
pleasure.
on. Yeah, and everyone check out Bryce Larsen's music and his band. We're gonna have all his information in the show notes. And if you want to tell them where they can, follow you or anything.
Yeah. Hit me up on Instagram. It's the best, Bryce Larsen Music. And I got a website, brycelarsenmusic.com. Yeah, there'll be stuff on Spotify if you look me up, Bryce Larsen. Got some stuff coming out soon. Working on something with a quintet. Little cover album. Should be fun.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, nice.
Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us and going through the early 2000s one-hit wonder list. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook at The Nostalgia Test, on Twitter at Nostalgia Test. Subscribe to the podcast and the email for exclusive show notes and announcements when our next lives are coming out. And, let us know what you think. Tell us what you think. Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? What were your favorite early 2000s one-hit wonders? Until next time, see you later. Have a good night, Manny.
Good night.
All right, awesome.
Good night.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Please subscribe to the Nostalgia Test podcast to know when new episodes drop. Don't forget to leave us 5 stars and a positive review so more people can find the podcast. Share your thoughts and memories on today's topic on our Twitter at Nostalgia Test and on Instagram at The Nostalgia Test. Tune in next time because you never know what pop culture will pop up on The Nostalgia Test.